This is Tank's vlog for January 12th, 2020. Wrapping up today in sports. Divisional playoffs part 1. Best weekend of the year is all done. And we have one major surprise as the Tennessee Titans are on their way to the AFC Championship game. They just went into Baltimore. The Ravens were the best team in the NFL during the season, 14-2, and it was just all Tennessee as the Ravens just came out flat. Derrick Henry just came in and rolled them over. Lamar Jackson struggled. Anything that could have gone wrong for Baltimore did go wrong, and you know the big issue is this. The Ravens have to question themselves. Should they have started everyone in Week 17? You see, the bye week helps teams, but you don't want to get rusty, and the Ravens looked rusty. They had home field advantage wrapped up in Week 16. They didn't need to play Week 17, but they did need to play Week 17. Nobody played. No Lamar Jackson. Ingram was injured. And what you got was a sorry performance today by the Baltimore Ravens. And you know, those 2 weeks, that's where you start getting rest versus rust. And the Ravens certainly were rusty at the start of the game. Derrick Henry was just dominant. 195 yards on the ground. And then that jump touchdown pass. And Ryan Tannehill continues to just... What type of shit coach was Adam Gase that this Ryan Tannehill you never saw this Ryan Tannehill with Miami? What type of shit coach is Adam Gase? Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So, it's now the game on Sunday is going to take on bigger meaning as the winner of the Chiefs and Texans will be hosting the AFC Championship game. Earlier, the number one seed in the NFC was the San Francisco 49ers, and they just totally dominated the Vikings. That game really wasn't much. I mean, there was one 46-yard pass, Kirk Cousins, Stephon Diggs, led to a touchdown early on, but that game was all San Francisco. Defense, monster game. Nick Bosa just absolutely in the Vikings backfield all night long, just giving nightmares to Kirk Cousins. As San Francisco, just in pure control, didn't even need to do much. Jimmy Garoppolo didn't do much. Didn't need to do much. And it was just total domination, which you saw today. I mean, they just took the Vikings behind the woodshed. I mean, everywhere you look, the numbers were ugly. I mean, San Francisco's not a great running team. They rushed for 186 yards. Tevin Coleman had 105 on the ground, 2 touchdowns, and Jimmy Garoppolo did not need to do much. He didn't need to be great, as it was all Niners, and now they're going to host the winner of Packers and Seahawks on Sunday. Switching to hockey for a second, Devils actually played a whale of a game today. They went into Washington, and they absolutely obliterated the Capitals. Nico Hischier, what is going on here? Nico Hischier, who played terrible early in the season, is now become basically the Devils' best player. I mean, I don't think there's anybody on this team that's benefited more from the subtraction of Taylor Hall than Nico Hischier, who's just had 2 goals tonight as he's trying to get that last playoff spot in the Metropolitan Division. I mean, he sure is on fire, and the Devils have played a lot better. I mean, they're still buried in last place. Their season's still hopelessly over, but it makes you wonder about Taylor Hall and just how and why is this team better now than they were with him. I don't understand it. And Louis Domingue actually played good in goal today. Uh, only allowing one goal on 34 shots. So, and we're talking to Capitals. Capitals are a good team. Capitals are the top team in the division. So, this is actually an impressive win, to say the least, for the Devils. Today's 3 stars are Derek Henry, James Reimer of the Hurricanes, who were disguised today as the Oilers, and Nick Bosa, who just absolutely kicked ass today. Today's birthday shout-out goes to Dominique Wilkins, who turns 60. Hard to believe Dominique Wilkins is 60 years old. And we take a look back to 1975, Super Bowl IX, when the Steelers got their first, beating the Vikings. Vikings, I tell you. Skol Vikings, they'll never win. Skol Vikings always disappear. Whenever the pressure gets too much, they fold, and that's what happens to the Vikings. Oh well. So much for that. For more, check out Barstool Sports and Sports Encyclopedia, the revived website where sports history lives.